Yoga is primarily a spiritual discipline that concentrates on subtle science that focuses on achieving harmony between an individual's mind and body. The word yoga first appeared in the oldest sacred text, the Rig Veda, and is derived from the Sanskrit word yuj, which means to join or unite. According to the yogic scriptures, the practice of yoga leads an individual to the union of consciousness with that of the universal consciousness. It eventually leads to a great harmony between the human mind and body, man and nature. The practice of yoga was started during the Indus Valley civilization in northern India over 5,000 years ago. It was first mentioned in Rig Veda, a collection of texts that consisted of rituals, mantras, and songs, which were mainly used by Brahmins, the Vedic priests. Yoga was slowly developed by Brahmins, who eventually documented their practices and beliefs in the Upanishads that has over 200 scriptures. Yoga in Vedas mean a yoke. In some early writings, yoga was mainly used in describing a warrior dying and transcending into the heavens while at the back of his chariot to the gods and higher powers of being. During the Vedic times, Vedic priests were generally self-disciplined and avoided any form of indulgence. Instead, they performed sacrifices, which were known as yagna, and used poses that most researchers believe are the precursor of the kind of yoga poses we use today in the modern world. In the 3rd century BC, the word yoga became common in other religions like Jainism, Hinduism, and Buddhist writings. In Mahayana Buddhism, practice of yoga for both spiritual and meditative use was known as Yoga Chara, which consisted of 8 significant steps of meditation. In the 5th century, yoga was meant for meditation and religious use, but not as a form of workout. At around the same time, the concept became even more established among the Jains, Buddhists, and Hindus. The first versions of yoga were meant for spiritual practices and revolved around several core values. The first core value analyzed an individual's perception and cognitive state while understanding the cause of suffering and eventually using meditation to solve the issue. The second core value focused on boosting consciousness, and the third was used as a way of achieving transcendence. Yoga later became widely valued because of the Indian nationalist movement as a way of building up pride and cultural identity. Surprisingly, the practice of yoga was widely promoted by powerful families, institutions, and activities until India attained its independence in 1947. Today, yoga is practiced worldwide by millions of people in many forms and variations.